How's everybody doing today? So today I got a real special package here. So this one, this is a variant of a knife in which I already own, but it's a different variant. And the one that I own is not one that I carry because it's more of a collector's piece for me. So, boom. So it's another WE knife, obviously. And this is the WE cybernetic. So the very first video I did on YouTube was actually this particular version of this knife. So I'm going to unbox this one now because I saw this one. And this is the polished gray titanium handled CPM 20CV blade, limited to 207 pieces. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. So, a thank you. You're welcome. And this is the certificate of authenticity. Number 36 of 207. You got some other goodies here. Some stickers, cloth. Pretty typical. Pretty much the typical stuff. All right. So let's take a look at this bad boy. So I've been excited because I really want to carry this knife just because of some things that I really like about it. But I haven't wanted to carry this particular one because that one was incredibly difficult to get. And it still is pretty sought after to this day. Okay. Let's move this up here. Get that stuff out of the way. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay, so they're not super close, but relatively close in color. This is definitely a polished gray, as to where this is more of a, I don't know if it's a bead blast or just a polished aluminum, or a polished titanium rather. Clean it up a little bit here. You know, this knife has just been flipped a few times and put on display. I've never used it to cut anything with. I don't carry it. But I will say it will be a different story for this guy. So I'm going to carry this, use it. That was my whole reasoning behind buying this one, is so that I would be able to carry this knife because, you know, this knife is almost a 4-inch blade and the handle is just not very large at all for the size blade you're getting. Okay, let's flip this baby open. Yeah, that's real pretty. Really nice. That polished gray is pretty cool looking. It's almost like a gunmetal gray. Is that a different blade finish? So that's a bead blasted. They both look like bead blasted, but this one looks a little bit finer in the blasting. Yeah, this was the knife. When I first saw it, I just had to have it. I was like, you know, that is one of the coolest looking knives that I've ever seen. And, you know, I picked it up without watching any reviews on it because I pre-ordered it. Because that was the only way I was able to get this one, this version. You can still get this version. There's still some websites with them available. Which, to be honest, I'm kind of surprised because it's such an awesome knife. I think one of the things that holds this knife back for some people, wow, it's so smooth, just like that one, is this top flipper. But I like it. I have no issues with this top flipper. I can finger roll it. You know, I can thumb roll it. It doesn't have a flicking hole or thumb studs. So this is the only form of deployment, but I'm okay with it. You know, especially on this knife. The lines are just beautiful. And I kind of went over this when I unboxed that one. So it's pretty similar. You know, this is just a super interesting knife. The pocket clip works really well. The back spacers are really cool. This lanyard hole thing is just awesome. I've never seen anything quite like it. This knife doesn't have any jimping on the spine. It's pretty smooth all the way around, even though, The edges are not rounded. It's very comfortable. It's a full-size knife, so you get a full 4-finger grip, and you still got a little bit of room. And then you can choke right up, right up on that edge if you want to. It is a straight back. Most of my knives are drop points, and this is a slight tanto, however you pronounce it. Right here, there's a little bit of an edge. Now, after you sharpen it, that's probably going to go bye-bye, but I'm okay with that too. So, yeah, that's just a beautiful knife, man. Just so cool looking. And the action on it is next level smooth. Just super smooth. I don't know. I may put skiff bearings in this one. I'm not sure. I've never taken this one apart. Don't plan on it. This is going to be my user version of this knife. And the reason I wanted it so bad is because you're getting, this 4-inch blade almost in this very compact handle. This knife doesn't weigh that much. I think it's a little over 4 ounces, but I'll do some size comparisons here. We're going to put this guy away, and it's going to go back on display. This is my favorite version of this knife. But I got to say, I do like this version. That gunmetal is really nice looking. Or polished gray, PVD. I'm sure it's PVD and not DLC. But at any rate, very cool looking. Man, action's just superb. Superb action. Superb lines. Clean look. Sharpening choil and plunge grind are really nice. So you've got some life to sharpen off of this knife. There is absolutely no blade play. Up, down, left, right. It is a bank vault. Completely solid. Locks out right here on the back spacer and with the lock bar. Steel lock bar insert. Ceramic detent ball. Ceramic bearings. Pretty typical Wii fare, but the action is much better than most Wii knives. It's just super smooth. Almost hydraulic-like. And the other one's even smoother, but this one's brand new out of the box. So I'll do a couple size comparisons here. Let me roll it here. Yeah. So this is definitely a full-size knife. Pretty large. Here's a Spyderco PM3. Line them up pivot to pivot. And you got maybe an inch here and probably an inch and a quarter there. So quite a bit longer. Berg blade Sweeney, 3.35-inch blade on that guy. So you can see it's longer on both ends than the Sweeney. And for such a large knife, I know this thing is going to carry really well. So we'll do some close comparisons. I just love the way that looks. Oof, man. So closed up. It's probably half-inch longer than the Sweeney and about a little bit taller, but not much. The PM3. It's, like I said, about half-inch or 3/4 inch longer than the PM3, but it's not as tall, so it's going to take up less room in the pocket that way. It is wider, but that doesn't bother me. I don't mind it being a little bit wider. I actually prefer my knives to have a little bit of girth to them. Let's compare it to the Sweeney. Closer in size to the Sweeney, but still slightly wider than that. A little something on there. And that pocket clip. What is that? Yeah, at any rate. Yeah, when I first saw this knife, I thought it was one of the coolest designs that we had ever done that I had seen. And to this day, it's still, in my opinion, the coolest Wii knife that there is. The design of it is just beautiful. The lines, the way they flow. The pocket clip's excellent. There's just not much to complain about with this particular blade. Now, if you don't like top flippers, front flippers, what have you, maybe this knife wouldn't be for you. But I am growing, front flipper or top flipper knives are growing on me. I really like that finger roll. It just pops it right out there. This knife has one of the best front top flipping, fins that I've ever used. I love it. And that kind of got me more hooked on the top flipper. And, it just, boom, snaps out there. And it's one of the best looking knives I've ever seen. One of the smoothest knives. Like I said, it's all titanium. There is absolutely no screws on the show side, no branding on the show side whatsoever. All you have is this, it's either Timascus pivot collar or lightning anode pivot collar. I'm not sure which, but it's pretty at any rate. Love that. Beautiful. Sweet looking lines. Just the whole knife is executed really well. And you can tell that somebody was really passionate about the design of this particular knife and the execution of this particular knife. It's just flawless. Disengagement of the lock bar, excellent. Action, excellent. Deployment, excellent. This is up there for me as far as one of my favorite blades of all time. And I know I say that a lot, but I wouldn't have bought a second one if I didn't, enjoy the knife and really want to carry this thing for a while. So I'm going to carry this for a while. I'm going to use it. This is going to be one of my daily carries. I don't mind that it's a big knife. I like that. It's, like I said, not cumbersome to carry. It's not super heavy. I think it's a little over 4 ounces, 4.2 ounces or something like that. There is some internal milling on the titanium to keep the weight down. And, for to have a blade this size and just have it in this compact handle, the blade comes all the way out to the edge almost. So you're getting a really good blade to handle ratio. The centering is perfect. And this is just a well executed knife. It's not cheap. These are going for a little over $300, but what you're getting is execution to the highest level, rivaling some way more expensive knives. And you're getting one of the most beautiful blades that I think you can get today on the market. So super pumped to get this knife, man. And I'm appreciative to own these wonderful pocket knives. And this one is no exception. So thank you all for joining me today. I think I'm going to cut the video on that. I do, like I said, this would be a recommended knife as far as I'm concerned if the top flipper doesn't bother you and the fact that it's not a drop point. Neither of those things are deal breakers for me. So I'm going to enjoy this knife, and I'll probably do like a full review on it after I carry it for a while. But I want to get this thing in a pocket and give it some pocket time and see what I think. Right now, I know it's comfortable from having the other one. Super comfortable in the hand. You're kind of locked in. And it feels good. And yeah. So that's going to do it for today, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Leave a like, subscribe if you'd like. I'll be doing more knife videos. I can't seem to stop. So everybody have a wonderful day. Thanks again.